Welcome to Fortune Cookies Tarot. I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner for over 35 years. In this video, we're going to be talking about Drew Barrymore. Be right back. Welcome back to my channel, tarot fans. So, if you have been watching my channel, you saw that last week I did a continuation of looking at Meghan Markle's mistakes. And we talked about some of the people that were in episode 1 and 2. I haven't watched any more of them. I'm filming this on Saturday morning. And I wanted to take a look at Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore had her on for promotion for the show. And it was a little bit cringe. There was a moment where Drew Barrymore very proudly brought out a photograph of her and the late Princess of Wales, Diana, Princess of Wales. And Meghan Markle was very awkward about it. I don't want to say she wasn't impressed, but she was just very awkward about it. So I just want to see if she is going to get Markled. Now, funnily enough, we actually have somebody in our family. I'm going to use his last name because it's hilarious. His name is Mirtha. And when he was younger, everybody got Mirtha'd so badly that we were actually going to make t-shirts that said, I got Mirtha'd, and you would fill in the date. Mirtha is an adorable person. He's married. I watched him grow up. I was living in my aunt's apartment. He's friends with one of my cousins, one of the best friends of one of my cousins. And he just, one time my cousin went to a party and Mirtha started a fight and he just kind of hung back in the background and Mirtha was getting thrown out and Michael was like, all right, let him do his thing. They were at college. And he turned around and goes, I'm not leaving without my friend, and points right at him and he got dragged out. He got pulled into the fight. We were in a bar watching my cousin play. It was an all ages show. And I was of age and I was taking pictures. My cousins are a little bit younger than me. And I was taking pictures with my phone and I had like a little fanny pack and I had a cocktail in my hand and I was struggling to put it away. This was right after I had Angus. And Mirtha said to me, oh, do you want me to hold that for a second? And I said, yeah, sure. And I handed it to him. I put the phone in my pouch and then walked outside and was immediately told by one of the bouncers that I handed my age to an underage patron and I had to leave the building. I'd never been thrown out of a bar in my life. So getting Mirtha is a lot more fun and innocent than getting Markled. And I'm wondering if Drew Barrymore is going to get Markled in this situation. So thank you for indulging me telling you a funny little story about my life getting thrown out of a bar because of an 18-year-old kid who held a drink for me. So we're going to bring up the card view. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to launch this on Sunday. You guys will get this on Sunday. I'm going to continue with the Llewellyn Classic Tarot. I had a lot of requests to continue with this. A lot of people like the deck, and I don't feel that I gave the animal guides enough of a view this week. So we'll do some more with that. We'll do some more Teaspoon of Tarot with this. So I hope you guys are okay with that. If you have any decks that you do want me to feature, let me know because I pretty much have all of them. And I have no problem featuring other decks if you have some interest. So let's pull up that card view. Please like, share, and subscribe. And welcome to all the new subscribers. I got about 100 subscribers overnight. I don't know if it was because of my HT tutor video or I'm just doing something differently or the gods of YouTube are blessing me this week. So really, really great subscriber growth. So thank you so much. And in honor of that, I made a new little graphic. So we'll have a new little video halfway through this. You guys, I've been saying it for some time that I was going to do it and now it is done. So let's bring up that card view. Thank you so much. And we've got, Oh, they changed the settings on StreamYard, so it's getting a little funky for me. And our first question, I'm going to make this card view nice and big. I will be right back. You will see my pretty little face and my fancy new blonde hair. I'm extra blonde now, thanks to my buddy Steven at Chop Chop Bang Bang. So, what was Drew thinking during the filming of this promotion? What was she thinking? You know, we've all been in that moment where we go on a date or we go on a job interview or we're filming a YouTube video, and all of a sudden we go, "Oh, I'm totally flubbing this." Fortunately, with YouTube videos, you can go back and you can redo it, unless it's alive. But those job interviews and those first dates, you know, when you flub it, you flub it. So, was it a moment where she felt like, why did I agree to do this promotion? Why did I agree to have this guest on? You know, Drew Barrymore is always very, very over the top, and she is Hollywood royalty. She comes from a long line of Hollywood players. So, what was she thinking? Five of Pentacles. That's interesting. Crossing her is the Six of Swords. Get me out of here. Under the surface, this was a foolish endeavor. Behind her, she really thought it was going to be good. She was going to give this woman an opportunity to promote herself in a safe, welcoming environment. And that's one of the things. Like, Drew Barrymore is very welcoming. I did watch her show with Dylan Mulvaney. I have a very specific and positive view of Dylan Mulvaney. I think that Dylan Mulvaney is an amazing talent, no matter how they want to present. I think that Dylan's voice is absolutely crystal perfect. And it's none of my business how somebody wants to live their life. And so I will accept them if they're a decent person. You all may have a different opinion about that. I did do a video on Dylan and did not release it. It's still sitting private in my video list because I was afraid of the backlash. I was afraid people were not going to be very kind. So I may eventually release that video. It was done a long time ago. So in the past, Drew had had some very, very good feelings about this. She thought that this was going to be a great opportunity. She thought she was going to make a new professional friend. Let's just say professional friend. She thought this was going to be a very interesting person. And I do think that she absolutely thought that the connection that she had with the late Princess Diana was going to be an interesting topic to discuss for a few minutes. Maybe, you know, there are some talking heads about this that said, well, why didn't Meghan say to her, oh my God, what was that experience like? What, you know, I never got to meet my mother-in-law. What was that experience like? Drew Barrymore said that she was very lucky to have that experience, and it was a pinnacle moment in her life. Why would you not take that opportunity to ask that person, what was it like? How did that go? Like, what was she like? Was she as beautiful in person as she is in photographs? Why would she not take that moment to make a connection with that person? And I think with Drew, I think Drew really expected this to be very good. In the end, the outcome card, we're jumping right to the outcome cards, kid. In the end, she felt very out of control on her own show. And this is most of the guests that Drew has. I hate to use the word vetted because that just sounds so clinical and you know, cold. But I think most of the guests that Drew has on are very receptive to that warmth that she has. And she's a little touchy-feely, you know, the whole thing, like, you know, crisscross applesauce on the couch. And, you know, she's always been a little extra physical. We all, well, some of us remember at David Letterman, she jumped up on his desk and flashed him, which I thought was adorable. It was a viral moment before there were viral moments. And she was very young and coming out of being very young, and she was doing some very interesting films at the time. So I thought that people were a little hard on her for that moment. I don't think David Letterman was really thrilled about it. I think that was part of it, you know, that you don't want to interfere with one of the greats of late night and not make him happy. And I think that it was a foolish moment for a young actress, but nonetheless, I digress. That kind of gregariousness, I think, is something that most people can lean into on Drew's show. Most people go, okay, this is really fun. We're having a great time. This is, she's been in the movie industry since before she can remember. So I think a lot of people really do give her that grace. And she has done more things than act. She's done a whole bunch of things. So me personally, I would ask her about her marriage to Tom Green because I think Tom Green is hilarious. So, but I have a weird sense of humor. Up top, Temperance. I don't think she knew what to make out of the situation during the filming. Certainly during the filming, she felt that she was out of control. She couldn't connect with this person. She couldn't guide them to the next line. There was this whole debate about jam and preserves, and they both kept calling it jam. And I just very, very silly kind of semantics there. And I do understand that that's a food industry classification, and you have to be careful about what you say. Clearly, Meghan Markle had someone tell her, you can't talk about jam, you have to talk about fruit preserves. So here, the Five of Pentacles, not on the same page. Not on the same page at all. There was a disconnect. I don't wanna say inauthenticity. I'm not gonna say that. I did wanna say it, but I didn't say it. I did not say inauthenticity. There was a disconnect between the 2 of them. They could not. This is like when you meet, the mom of your kid's best friend, and you have 0 in common. She's running marathons and you're baking cookies, like, you're 2 totally different people. There just was no there. I've said that many, many times in regard to Meghan Markle, and here really just wanted to get this over with. It was a foolish endeavor. She had agreed her basest instincts. Drew Barrymore had agreed to do this and was like, "Yeah, why not? Like, maybe I can fix this person's life." I do think that I don't think she thought she could fix, like, wholesale her life, but I do think that she was like, "Oh, look, this person is being vilified. Maybe I can give them a hand, and we can let people see what the real person is instead of all of this criticism of the royal family, criticism of the press, criticism of all of the people that are critical of Meghan, which apparently that is continuing. She wanted to be able to present a woman that, victim of circumstance or not, is not what she is perceived as. So, and we did see that echoed in the first episode with Daniel, what was it? Daniel Martin, her makeup artist with the cake. So, how is Drew feeling now? How is Drew feeling now about doing this? This is a few days later. I know the comments were turned off on her, I think her X account. How is she feeling now? 9 of Pentacles, that would be turning. Ooh, an 8 of Swords. This is turning off the comments, understanding that she needs to put a big space between herself and this other person. Under the surface, King of Cups. She's a little angry about it. She's a little, well, I shouldn't say angry. She's kind of like sad and upset and sorry about it. She's still trying to figure out if there's some other way out of this. We'll look at that when we get to the yellow brick road. And up top, she is brainstorming about how to possibly set a path of correction. Is it for her? Is it for both of them? It's for her. And she's not listening to producers or anyone that said, hey, we should do this. So if WME was in there, there's rumors that they're not working with Meghan anymore. If they were in there saying, hey, you've got to do this, I think Drew Barrymore is drawing a hard line saying, there's no there. We can't do this. I'm not going to risk my show having this person on again. So I think she'll be paying close attention to how people are responding to that. So, not feeling great about it. Will we see a repeat appearance? Will she come back on Drew's show? Eight of Pentacles. There is a possibility, but we're thinking about it. So the Ace of Swords is not now. We're thinking about it. Like, we have to figure out the way that we could present it. So we baked cookies the last time and gave them out to the audience. And there was a clip from the series, from Meghan's series on Netflix. But not now. Not now. We'll think about it. We're going to sit on it for a bit. We're going to sit on it a little bit longer. We need to let the heat cool down a little. This Four of Swords, like, always think this is rest, recovery, healing, letting the heat come down, letting the temperature come down. So not at the moment. Will we see this develop into a professional relationship or a personal relationship? And we're going to switch up the deck real quick. We're going to go to the Animal Guides Tarot. So are we going to see this develop into a professional or personal relationship? We'll do professional on top. We're doing a reveal, guys. And then personal. Personal. Are they going to hang out? Are they going to have sleepovers and braid each other's hair? I need a sleepover with one of my girlfriends. Maybe all of my girlfriends. Maybe I'll do like a tent thing once the summer gets here. All right. Professional relationship. Are we going to see this turn into a professional relationship? This possibly turns into a professional relationship. Six of Swords, Six of Cups, and Three of Wands. There will be another element in there. So is that Harry? Quite possibly, possibly. I do think that Drew will take leave of the situation for a bit. I think she will not have anything negative to say. She's not somebody to really lambast a guest or someone that she was formerly with. I think even Tom Green, there was like a little suggestion of negativity, but then it kind of quelled down. So I think she really knows how to work that PR machine and how to manage herself socially in a professional manner, if that makes sense. So personal relationship. Do we get a personal relationship? King of Fire, Six of Earth, and the Magician. I do think that Drew may offer her some suggestions. King of Fire is, hey, I've been doing this for a long time. I really know how the machine works. Six of Earth, let me help you. I'm going to extend a helping hand. And the Magician, I know all these tips and tricks that may help you. Would Meghan accept that? Ace of Water, I think she would. And Page of Air. So Ace of what? Remember, the aces and pages for me. Aces, we see the job listing, we send our resume in. Page, we've already interviewed, we've got the job, it's our first day at work. So I do think she would see this as a window of opportunity to have another restart, another opportunity to better herself. So neat. So we're going to switch back to the other deck. So what is our outlook on this? We're back to the Llewellyn Classic Tarot. Again, if you guys want these decks, they are listed in the description of this video because I know you tarot maniacs like to collect decks as much as I do. So the outlook of this situation for Drew Barrymore right now. Outlook of the situation. Queen of Cups, Moon. Yeah, she's got to not thrilled about this, not really thrilled about working on it right now. She's going to sit and keep it behind closed doors for a bit and then ultimately possibly have a restart. This is not going to be for some time, though. I think this will be after the summer. I think she wants to wait and see what's going to happen behind the scenes. So we're going to give her Yellow Brick Road reading. Oh, isn't that fun? I've been wanting to do that for a while. So, what is our advice to Drew Barrymore? What should she do in the wake of this situation with Meghan Markle? Ace of Swords. Just sit tight for a little bit. There we go. Sitting tight, thinking. Still keep those lines of communication open. It doesn't have to be done and dead in the water. And later there can be something that's done together. Again, it's echoing what we've read in the other readings. Um, she has a good heart, Drew Barrymore. This little King of Cups here. She has a good heart. And up here, she really does know how to navigate her way through Hollywood. So this would be a tremendous resource for Meghan Markle to get a hand. So I'm not going to see how that would work out for her because we're really sorry guys, we're really just seeing what's going on in the moment. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think down below. If you saw the episode with Megan on Drew's show, let me know what you think about it. It was a bit hard to watch. The bits that I watched, it was a bit hard to watch. And it again, there's a level of inauthenticity to Meghan Markle. She's too practiced. She has too many stories. The Fast Five was certainly very, very practiced and prepared before the show, in my opinion. It wasn't a spontaneous kind of these are my answers, oh let me dig back and figure it out. I do want to give Meghan Markle a little bit of grace here. So both of her children, I don't her daughter has never been to England, or allegedly went the one time. Neither of them would have developed a British accent. However, I'm going to say this, my son says rins just like his Scottish father. It drives my husband crazy because he's like, it's rinse, and it's like rins. So sometimes you do pick up little things. So do the kids possibly say zebra? Yes, possibly. But I think that would be corrected at school. And I think they would fall in with their friends after a while if they heard that their friends were not saying zebra, saying zebra. In our house, we say basil and not basil. So that I don't know if that's a holdover from my mother, because my mother would say both. My mother is an American, like she doesn't have a weird accent or anything like that. But basil just feels right. Feels right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you for Mixtape Monday. Again, if you're watching this on Sunday, I may not have recorded yet. So if you want to go over to my community page and put your Mixtape Monday requests in there, you can. I try and do that recording on Sunday. So even though Sunday I'm not supposed to be working, I promised myself in 2025 I wouldn't work on Sundays. I do work on Sundays. So I will see you guys in the future. Thank you so much.